There are many levels of financial wealth, from financial stability to what I call fuck off money. And in today's video, I'm going to be breaking down the step by step and how you can achieve them. So, I'm going to break down what they are, I'm going to go through my personal ones, and then we're going to break down yours. When we're developing our wealth, it's all about shifting from the active income to the passive income and really funneling in that active income as we develop. So this will make more sense as we go through. First of all, financial stability. Financial stability is all about active income. Financial stability is where you work out what you need on a monthly basis, or yearly if you want, but I prefer monthly, looking at what do I actually need to come into the bank each month to afford my lifestyle. Now, you're going to develop a financial plan around this, okay? Because at first, what you might find is you're not earning enough in order to pay for your lifestyle. And the quickest way that you can fix that is change your lifestyle. A lot of people look at, can I earn more money in the job? If you're in sales, can I sell more? Can I do more marketing? Can I get a side gig? And actually, yes, these are all amazing things, but more than likely, you can cut down your lifestyle. If you look at the last 3 months of your credit card, your debit card, your bank account, I bet you will find hundreds of things that you can reduce. Even your bills, by the way. If you called up your phone provider, said, I'm not looking to continue unless you could do a better price, you'll probably find on each one of those utilities bills, you can cut it down by £5 a month each. Very quick way of increasing the likeliness of financial stability. Next is financial independence. Now, financial independence for me would be defined as that exact same figure becoming passive. Now, from a passive income route, this is definitely the hardest thing to achieve. So let's say it's £1,000 a month that you need to survive, making up that number completely. How are we going to achieve this from a passive point of view? This is your hardest financial figure to achieve. The reason for this is you need to get the annual amount. So if it's £1,000, you times that by 12, that's £12,000 a year. And then you're going to need anything between probably 10 and 20 times that figure invested in order to achieve that amount of passive income. For example, you're going to need anything between 120 and 240,000 invested to get that passive income on a monthly basis. Not an easy figure to achieve. The next one is financial freedom. This is what people dream about. Financial freedom is you paint out, you visualize, you affirm what you want to achieve in the future. What is your lifestyle? Now, I'm not saying I want to buy a private jet, I want a yacht. I mean, like, do you know what? I have got a great life. I go on holiday when I want to go on holiday. You want to go skiing? Go skiing. That sort of lifestyle that you want to achieve. Now, the most common figure is £10,000 a month. Don't ask me why. It's a really common figure, but also it probably does facilitate a lot of what you want. So, financial freedom is I'm going to the gym that I actually want to. I'm eating out when I want to. I've got the food. And this is a passive income figure. Now, what's important, just so I'm not repeating each of these, you should be looking constantly with your active income to be funneling into your passive income as much as possible. So financial freedom is passively living an amazing lifestyle. The next is financial opulence. So financial opulence from financial freedom is really the opulent lifestyle. Do you know what? I am going on holiday, but now I fly first class. I do stay in hotel, but now I stay in 5-star hotels. I do eat out, but you know what? I can afford Michelin star if I want. I go to all of the best things. Hey, you want to fly a private jet? Go get a private jet. Charter it for your trip to Paris, whatever it is. Financial opulence. Now, believe it or not, getting from financial freedom to financial opulence is a lot quicker and a lot more simple than getting from financial independence to financial freedom. And the reason for this is you are earning excess money. Just because you achieve financial freedom money doesn't mean you should spend it. Okay, it's the option to do it. And the more frugal you can be throughout this process, the more delayed gratification you will achieve. So financial opulence is a crazy amount of money every single month. And again, I'll go through what my figures are, and then we move to my favorite, fuck off money. So again, these are just my definitions, by the way, but fuck off money is money where you can just say fuck off to whatever you want. You hate your job? Fuck off. You hate the people in your life? Fuck off. You want to go on the fuck off holiday? Fuck off money needed. All right, so fuck off money is a crazy amount of money where genuinely there might be the odd thing that comes up, a yacht that costs millions, that, you know, it's not really the lifestyle I want. Fuck off money is just about being able to do what you want, when you want, with whom you want. And again, this is a hard amount of money to be building up. It is a passive income route that you're going down, and it will take you years and years and years and years and years to achieve, until we get to our final stage of financial life, financial invincibility. I'll be completely upfront, financial invincibility is something I personally have not achieved, but it is my next goal. What do I actually mean by financial invincibility? Well, what I've done personally is I've taken my fuck off money figure and then I've added in an amount of money per month that I think would be needed to pay for everything in my life. What that means is, let's say my business just for an entire year couldn't make any money. Maybe the market changes were so bad that I just couldn't do anything. I don't want to have to fire people. I don't want one of my team going to buy a property, their first house, and then not be able to pay for it because I've had to let them go. If my mom needs money, my sister, my brothers, my family, and it's essentially, not that it will ever be needed, but an amount of money where I feel invincible financially, an amount of money where everyone in my life can be funded by my passive income so that I know everyone around me can feel safe and protected. Hence, financial invincibility. So let's go over to the board and I'm going to show you what my figures are. The first one, financial stability. Just remember, this is an active stream of income, and my stability, financial stability, is $2,500 a month. Now, I will update this over time. Just to be clear on this, I actually spend more than $2,500 a month now on everything that I do. However, if I look at the parts of what I do and the life standard that I live to, and I cut out all of the superfluous shit that I really don't need, financial stability is $2,000 a month. And remember, the A is active income. Just a reminder, all the way through this, I am driving my active income into my passive income. For me, this is not about getting my passive income and then going, that's me, done. But the choice is yours. Financial independence, again, this is about passive income earning the same amount you need to have financial stability in your life. And yes, I've achieved that. So mine is £2,500 passive income. I just want to be clear here because I've got businesses. So my education business, my property business, I count zero of that towards any of my passive income. So even if I were fully drawn out of my businesses, I wouldn't class that as passive income. That is still business or earned income for me. Just so to give full clarity on this. Financial freedom, again, passive income. And for me, yes, I have achieved this. And for me, that financial freedom, much like many others, is £10,000 per calendar month. So my investments in property, loans out to people, dividends from stock, my gold dividends and things like that is in excess of £10,000. Maybe I should do a video breaking down where my investments are coming from. Video idea. Let me know in the comments if you think that would be a good idea. Opulence. Reminder, opulence is a figure where a life of abundance. Like there's not much that I can't really afford. It's kind of a very cool lifestyle. And again, yes, I have achieved this figure. My financial opulence level is £30,000 a month passive income. Remember, getting from freedom to opulence is actually easier than getting from independence to that, because at this level, the guide between 2,500 and 10,000, you don't have an abundance of money to invest and invest and invest. Getting it here, as you build, it becomes easier because, you know, right now, the percentage of money I make versus what I spend, as you can see, I'm a pretty basic person, let's face it. I just get to continuously reinvest the money. Now, the favorite one, fuck off money. Fuck off money is spending like crazy. Do whatever the fuck you want. Fuck your boss off. Fuck the job off. Fuck everything else off. I want that holiday. Fuck it. I'll go on that. Fuck off money. God, if you don't like swearing, you're definitely not coming back, are you? For me, this is £60,000 passive income, which is $720,000 a year, and it has to be from passive investments. And then finally, the one I am not at, so let's mark this one red here, is financial invincibility. And this is one ultimately I want to achieve, because then I can protect everyone. I can protect my team. I can protect, and this will go up and up. And actually, Alex asked me, is this ever achievable? The answer is yes. But I get the logic. This number will change the most. It goes up the most. If I build my team, the cost of it go up. If expenses go up and I'm trying to protect my entire family, that goes up. But the reason why it is achievable is at this level, the amount of money you're able to invest far outstrips anything like the expenses could increase. So I have not achieved this one, hence the red. If you really want to be nosy, I'm about 11 grand off of this a month. And my current figure is £100,000 per month passive income. Let me bring that up so you can see it. So £100,000 passive income. So if you're interested, maybe you're not, these are my figures, and maybe I should do a yearly update of what they are, see how much they've changed. But it's not all about me. This is about you. So let's focus on you. The first thing we need to be looking at is an assets and liabilities column. Now, as I said, you can download it. I'll put a link in. It's completely free. So you can have your own copy of what I use for my assets and liabilities. This is going to be scary. Okay, for most of you, what you're going to see is that actually you've got as much liability, if not more liability, than your assets. But until we can work out where we want to go, we need to have a really clear picture on where we are. And what this is going to do is just understand your net wealth position. Do not be worried. If you've got a net wealth of £50, amazing. That's better than somebody that's got zero. It's definitely better than somebody 1,000 in debt. However, if you are one of those people that's at minus 15,000, don't worry about it. You should actually use it as motivation. And I did this with my brother, actually, probably about 10 years ago, where he was in pretty significant debt, spending all of his earnings on the debt, and he felt no better for it. And I said, listen, let's get a pen and write down how much debt you've got in red on the whiteboard, and then put minus in front of it. And then every single month that you pay it, you check it again. And you'd only be chipping away £100 a month on it. But it was that reward and satisfaction that the debt is getting smaller. And eventually he started writing with a green pen, without the minus, building up that wealth. But start with an assets and liability to understand your current financial position. The next thing, again, I'll put a link in here so you can download one for free, is your income versus expenses. Income versus expenses is really important to help you understand what your financial stability figure is in the first place. Now, what you want to do is when you're looking at your expenses, which is going to be your big one, I've broken down as many as I can on the spreadsheet for you, it's going to help you understand what expenses do you even need? And of course, you can look at it versus an average person. For example, if your rent right now is $1,500 a month and you're earning 25 grand a year, what are you doing? Okay, that's obviously way out of your pay grade. Very obviously, you should be looking at and going, okay, when's the end of my contract? What's a more reasonable property? What can I move into? I'll tell you one of mine that I noticed when I re-looked at this earlier this year is how much I spent on coffees. Okay, there was one month I spent over £1,000 on Costa. I'm not proud of that moment. It should be pointed out, I was buying a lot of coffees for the team, okay, as well. So it's not just my fault, okay, but that's insane. Absolutely crazy to be spending that amount. And so, for me, I do like grabbing a Costa coffee, so I'm going to set a budget around it of £100 a month. It's not quite as exciting, right? But when you have to look at this, if you want to get your first figure, it's about not just maximizing your income, it's reducing those expenses going out. So if you need to pause the video, go and download it now and get the copy in your inbox. So now that we've got all of these figures where you understand your outgoings on a monthly basis, let's say, for example, your share of the rent, the bills, the food, everything adds up to $1,500 a month, let's say. And if you're spending way more than that, by the way, and you're trying to look at your financial discipline, it's a you problem, I promise you. Every single person as an individual, if you're a single mom with 3 kids or a single dad with 3 kids, whatever it is, obviously it goes up. But as an individual, if you're spending more than £1,500 a month and you're trying to get disciplined with money, I promise you, you're overspending in areas, 100%. Or you're paying back debts and stuff like that, which hopefully is good debt. So once you've got that figure, add £200 to it, and that will become your financial stability figure. Okay? The reason I'm adding that £200 a month is to enjoy yourself. Okay? You need to have an allowance for not only bits of things that go wrong. Oh man, the car broke. Little things like that, but also being able to go buy a beer, being able to have a takeaway and stuff like that. Now, £200 is not a lot of money. I get how quickly that goes, but also if you're in that financial situation, you haven't earned the next level. And some people get like, oh, how dare you, I haven't earned that. No, black and white, factually, you haven't earned that level of lifestyle yet. If you want to get there, then you need to follow these tips. But once you've achieved that, you can then start focusing on your earnings. Okay? So once you've gone through these spreadsheets, you should have your expenses file, add 200, that's what it's going to be. Try to cut it down, by the way, because you'll achieve the next levels faster. And then, and only then, should you look at your earnings. Okay, what job do you do? What business do you do? How can you add, if you're working for somebody, how can you add continuous value to the employer? Talk to them about what they want to see from you. What do they want to see for you to develop to the next level? What does that price command? Now, salary increases are it's very rare to go from 20 grand to 30 grand suddenly, but could you go from 20 to 22, 23? Could you go from 23 to 25? Could you go from 25 to 28? Could you go from 28 to 30? How do you start getting into the upper brackets? If you do sales, it's a little bit easier. Okay, there's 2 ways to increase your money through sales. Is number 1, sell more of the service or product, and also, is there a higher tier product or service in the business that you don't currently sell? If you sell something that's a higher value, you typically will make more money. If it's your own business, how do you drive more customers? How do you get the customer to spend more money? Okay, and all of those sort of things. And outside of that, can you do a weekend job? Can you do an evening job? Can you have a side hustle that doesn't compete with what you do? If yes, these are all great ways to enhance the money, but ultimately find a skill that you do. So for me and how I educate people, it's on deal packaging. And I'm not going to go through what that is right now, but deal packaging is an amazing way to earn a very good income on the side. So most of my mentees, we do it around 10 hours a week. And the aim within 12 months is to get to those £10,000 months. Okay. That's the aim. That's the target. And that's a potential side gig. By the way, if you want to do some paid for education on that, put education in the comments and I'll help you build your portfolio. But once you've found your skill set and what you can put it into, you can start increasing those figures. So now that you have your financial stability figure, that will then become your financial independence figure, which is the exact same number but for the passive route. And then eventually you can start working out your lifestyle increases, increasing the numbers one by one. All the way through this process, what you want to have in your mind is make, manage, and multiply. Now the thing is, it sounds better in that order, but really what you should be looking at is managing, making, and multiplying. The easiest way to increase your wealth is to reduce your spend. I know that sounds so counterintuitive, but even for me, if I want to push to the next level, one of the quickest ways to make money is to reduce costs. Think about a business making £1 million revenue a year. If they're your typical business, they'll be profiting about £250,000. So you could go, how do I make another 50,000? Well, if you're at a 25% margin, you're going to need to increase from 1 million to 1.2 million to make an extra 50 grand pre-tax. Or you could go, how can I reduce costs by 50,000? Is it in staffing, for example? Do I have too many staff? Okay, yes or no. And by the way, it doesn't mean get rid of a staff member. It's how can they be more productive in their role? Could it be in office expenses? Could it be in bills? Could it be in, bloody hell, we print a lot. How can we reduce that? Could it be taxes? Once you get to any size, in fact, it is so much easier to save a pound than make a pound. I guarantee every single one of you on here, we could look at your finances and reduce them by a couple of £100 a month. Easy. So manage your money that you've got first, then focus on making more money, and then focus on multiplying. Hopefully this video has been valuable, teaching you some financial discipline, going through my numbers and helping with yours. Remember, the downloads are available for free. There's no catch. So you can watch this video again and go through each of those spreadsheets, each of those guides. That's going to help you create more financial discipline and then eventually your own version of fuck off money and financial invincibility. If you found this valuable, make sure to hit the like button. And of course, if you're new to the channel and you want to find out more about mindset, money, and property, hit the subscribe and the notification bell and make sure to get your download. And I'll see you in the next video.